Thank you so much for joining us in part 2 of this 10 online play therapy techniques to use with your children and adolescent clients. I created this training in response to the efforts to support clinicians during this COVID-19 global pandemic. Hi, I'm Jackie Flynn. I'm a licensed mental health counselor, a registered play therapist, and the host of Play Therapy Community Podcast. Each play therapy technique, directive, and activity presented in this training has the potential to greatly support your clinical work online during this global pandemic. However, deep emotional healing and growth ultimately occurs when there is a safe and secure emotional connection between the child and the therapist. Focusing on your therapeutic presence with a trusting and predictable relationship with your clients can support a sense of safety, which is paramount, especially during these uncertain times. These techniques that I teach you in this training are secondary to truly being with your clients. When child therapists attune with their clients, these play therapy techniques embody so much more healing potential. So engage more, talk less, and listen more. And notice the seemingly endless amount of therapeutic benefits of play therapy. 2 parts to this training: tips and techniques with demonstrations. Alright, we're going to look at the 10 tips for online sessions. The first one, know the therapeutic power of play and relationships. Second one, move your body. The third one, resist the urge to rigidly plan. The fourth one, create a predictable routine. The fifth one, assess for safety. The sixth one, begin each session with a playful expression. The seventh one, seek supervision or consultation support. The eighth one, be inspired, take courses, learn, and explore. The ninth one, understand the window of tolerance. And the 10th one, include parents and caregivers when appropriate. Okay, so this is the first one, and this is by far my favorite one. Know the therapeutic benefits of play. When you know the therapeutic benefits of play, you can deliver your play therapy services, whether in person or online, with confidence because you know the power of it. And we can communicate to our families, to the schools, to the other support people in our clients' lives, how play can actually support their mental health in a huge way. So I can't explore this fully in this video, but I do want to point you to some areas where you can learn more. There is a ton of information on the Association for Play Therapy's website, and you can learn all about the benefits of play there. There's so many good trainings, lots of great articles, just a plethora of information. Also, there's a really good book called The Therapeutic Powers of Play, 20 Core Agents of Change, the second edition by Charles E. Schaefer and Althena A. Druez, and that has some great just explanations of what play can help with. Basically, in a nutshell, it helps our kids with relationships, with problem solving, their respect for themselves and others, motivation levels can strengthen. It helps them to have empathy, to really care for others. It can help them regulate their emotions, have that sense of self-worth for themselves and for others. It can strengthen their stress resilience, just to be able to engage in life in a healthier way, and problem solving. Okay, so these books here are going to help you just really get a good feel for the power of play and give you a deeper understanding of the developing mind. These are some of my favorite books. Now, if I put all of my favorite books here, we'd be here all day long. But this is what I really point parents towards as well. This Beyond Behaviors book is by far the best book that I've read that supports my clinical work. If I had a say in it, I would require any grad school student that is going to work with children or teens to read this book. It is incredibly helpful. It's more than just about therapy. It's really about looking at the whole child in a way that we can support them in a deeper way. It is super good. That's by Mona Delahook. Also, Aggression and Play Therapy. That's by Lisa Dion. She's the creator of Synergetic Play Therapy. When I read this book, I really got a deeper understanding on co-regulation and how we as therapists can use, regulation internally in ourselves to help our clients work through their stuff. That book was really, really a big influencer in my work. Also, this book, Polyvagal Theory and Therapy, pretty much anything that Deb Dana does, or Stephen Porges, anything that supports that polyvagal theory is hugely valuable when working with anyone in a therapeutic setting, but especially with children and teens. So I love that book. It's not a child therapy book per se, but having that knowledge can really support your work. Also, this one, this infant play therapy, Janet Courtney, Dr. Courtney, she has a new book coming out as well that I'm excited about. She is the creator of First Play Therapy, and she's amazing, and she talks about the power of touch and just gives us a deeper understanding of those early childhood years. And then the Yes Brain, I point all of my parents that I work with their kid in therapy towards this book by Dr. Siegel and Dr. Tina Payne Bryson. So very good. The Yes Brain or anything that Dr. Siegel does is good. Okay, so the second tip, move your body. Our bodies are not designed to stay still, and I think that's one thing that we're noticing in this online therapy space is that we're sitting more than we used to. In the office setting or in the playroom setting, we move around, we engage with our clients in this physical way, but when we're online, we're kind of tempted to just kind of stay planted in our chair, and our bodies aren't designed for that. So you can definitely move your body in session. I've played hide and seek online with my clients. We've jumped around, we've danced. You can move your body like that, or in between the sessions, you can move your body. It's important to move your body because it affects the way that you show up if you're still in sedentary. So moving your body can help pull you into your window of tolerance. Okay, so this is one thing that I'm noticing that a lot of the people that I'm supporting through my consultation or supervision are struggling with. They have an urge to rigidly plan the sessions because they feel like since they're online, they need to have this plan. We're going to do this activity, then we're going to do this, we're going to do this. And then it turns into more of like a lesson plan rather than a therapy session. And I want you to just kind of float back to the last video on the other 10-line online play therapy techniques. And we talked about the importance of starting with the bottom up versus top down, to really connecting with the client in a deep way and helping them feel safe and secure enough to move towards those top down approaches, which is more activity based and using the language and the words and learning specific coping skills, things of that nature. So if you rigidly plan, there's a pretty good chance that you may be skipping the bottom up and going right to the top down, and then our clients are going to miss out on that good therapeutic value. They may even shut down. Many of our clients are just inundated with the online school requirements that's leaving them feeling just burnt out at the end of the day. So focusing on the connection first, and just have a couple of things that you can do to the side if they fit, but make your main priority connecting with the clients. Okay, so creating a predictable routine is the fourth one. It is important that clients can kind of know what to expect. So this is going to sound like it goes a little bit against the last one, the rigidly resisting the urge to rigidly plan. But this is just having some predictability into the sessions. So in person and online, I do the same thing at the very beginning and the end of the session. I say, okay, it's time to smell the flower and blow out the candle. So we'll put one hand on our belly button, one hand on our heart, do a big smell the flower, inhale through our nose, and a big regulating out breath through our mouth. And it helps the client to feel grounded. It definitely just helps them regulate from the breath work itself, but it gives them a sense of they know what's going to happen. And when things are predictable, things feel a little bit more safe and secure for them. Okay, here's another one that's coming up that I think that isn't talked about enough. It's assessing for safety. So I do make sure that I have an open line of communication with the parents or caregivers, so I can text them or call them if I need to. I always check in with them, like, where will we be? Where will you be during the session? And if the client starts engaging in any kind of behavior that is unsafe, then I can call them or communicate with them so that they can rush right in to help. So jumping on the bed is one of them. Also climbing a tree. I've been outside with my clients in their backyard. I love that we can incorporate more nature into these online sessions, but it does at least leave room for some type of unsafe situation that we can definitely circumvent by communicating with the parents and making sure the kids are going to be in a safe environment. Also, I love this one. This is number 6. Begin each session with a playful expression. In this picture right here, I'm showing you Space Monkey. It's just a well-loved old stuffed animal that I've had for years. That was actually my daughter's when she was little. So having a toy, having some fun facial expression, some type of stuffed animal starting off the session can just start it off in that playful way, and it can also be part of that predictability. The 7th one is seek supervision and consultation. I cannot state this strongly enough how important this is. When you can run situations through someone else's kind of set of, like, is this a good idea? Or, you know, they're what supervisors and consultants do. They help us to problem solve and see things through a different set of eyes. I have sought out supervision since this, and I've had many clinicians seek out supervision with me and with consultation. You know, I'm an EMDR consultant as well, so, you know, I help many clinicians in that realm. But you may just want to consult with someone that you know is an expert or well-honed in the area that you're struggling with. One of my most recent supervision request was surrounding working with a child that was receiving foster care services, and I really wanted some specific information, so I reached out to Althea Simpson because that is her jam and she knows all about it. So if you are stumped in some area, do not hesitate to reach out for supervision and consultation, both for yourself and for your clients. Okay, so be inspired. I love this one, the 8th one. Take courses, learn, and explore. Many of us, not all of us, but many of us have some extra time during this quarantine. And it can really be great to take some of those courses that you've been wanting to take. It could be great to read a book that you've been wanting to read, or maybe joining a supervision group or some type of enrichment group. You can even kind of engage in things in other areas that could help support your work. So I know many people are taking time to really increase their self-wellness during this time. So really inspiring yourself in any way that kind of feels like it helps you to grow is important. Okay, so the next one, understand the window of tolerance. The window of tolerance is that space in between being hyper aroused and hypo aroused, and we're going to look at it a little bit more in depth in this, as well as one of the techniques that you'll learn about later on in this video is a playful way to help the child learn about and apply the theory of the window of tolerance, or the concept of window of tolerance, should I say. So Knowing your stuff is very important. And also the last one, including parents when appropriate. When a parent is near and you can help to include them in and really hone in on that child-parent relationship, it can help a child tremendously. The power of that child-parent relationship is incredible. Understanding the window of tolerance. The window of tolerance is that space. It's the space in between hyper-aroused and hypo-aroused. It is where we are at our best, where we function at our best. We can engage in healthier relationships and communication. Our kid clients can engage in problem solving. They can regulate their emotions. It is definitely the optimal space. Above the window of tolerance, as shown in red in this image, where the window of tolerance is a little thin green line, that's where our clients are hyper-aroused. They are overstimulated, overactivated. So this can look like screaming and yelling and tantrums. This can look like real intense somatic reactions. So what helps with this, we're going to learn about some techniques that you can definitely do in your online sessions that support the mindfulness, some breath work that helps bring down that de-escalation in the body, and the somatic release, those physical sensations in the body to move towards that green zone of the window of tolerance. Now, under the window of tolerance, as shown in blue in this image, that is hypo-aroused. That may look like a child is just unmotivated, lethargic. They may look disinterested or maybe even dissociated off into their own world, kind of shut down. Some things that we'll learn about that help with that are mindfulness, changing the body posture, helping the child to just learn different ways to hold their body that can support that uplifted feeling, and physical activity. Our bodies are designed to move, and when we can move our bodies and we get the blood flowing and we have that exercise and the physical movement, it can help pull us back up into the green zone, the window of tolerance. Technique is child-centered play. When we connect with our clients, we're truly with them as they play. When we see them and they feel seen, they feel like they matter, that they're worthy, it can foster a sense of self-efficacy, a sense of self-esteem. It can really help the client engage in healthy relationships with themselves and with others. It can help them to feel safe and secure, and that's where the good healing can happen. When our clients feel safe, secure, and connected, they can then process whatever it is that's going on in their life that's troubling them. I love Maya Angelou's quote, "People will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel." If we jump right in with the top-down approach, our clients may not feel safe and secure and connected, and we may not get the healing impact that we can with just truly being with our clients through the child-centered play. Let's take a look here of what it looks like online. You're looking around for the other one. You're trying to find it. Wasn't there. Oh, and Sterling, you're putting that one on your feet. There it goes. And you looked up there. You looked at me. And it's on your foot. There it is. Hi. Oh, and you're exploring that one, Lydia. There you are. You looked at me and I looked at you. Oh, you're showing me something. Oh, and you're smiling real big and you're holding it up. Oh, there it is. Oh, and you're showing me something. I get to see what you all have. Oh, it's a ball. You know what that's called. Oh, it is right on top of your head. You're balancing it on your head. You have just 2 fingers up there. Lydia, you're doing it too. You seen what she was doing, and you're doing it. Both of you guys are doing it. Oh, you took your hands down. Yours is staying up there. Lydia, you're trying to get yours to stay up there. Yours is a little bit bigger. It didn't work. You put it down. Oh, and it fell down, and you're telling her that. Now it's on your feet. Oh, you found another one. There it is. You're showing me. Oh, that's a Barbie. That's what that is. You know what that is. Oh, okay. And you can move her and twist her. Oh, and you're doing that too, Lydia. You did just like Sterling did. Look at that. Oh, and now you're showing me. Wow, now you showed me what you could do. Oh my goodness. I can tell your whole body feels good. I see a big smile on your face. Oh, and you're showing me too. You wanted me to see, both of you guys. Oh, and you're showing me those, Lydia. I got to see them. Technique is parenting strategies and check-in. This is an important part of the therapeutic process, in my opinion. Parents and caregivers are a big part of our child clients' lives. So when we can communicate with them, we not only can influence the experience that the child has, but we can also gather more information and adjust our treatment as necessary. So very helpful. I lean a great deal on what I learned in my child-parent relationship therapy training, CPRT. It is an amazing type of training to take to really get a good, solid foundation of parenting strategies. One of the strategies in there is focus on the donut, not the whole. Look at the strengths before you do the weaknesses. So I always ask the parent, what is something that's going really well? And what's a concern that you still have? Using this approach can shift the tone of the conversation as well as influence their thinking to approach their relationship with their child from a positive perspective and not be problem saturated. I also integrate a lot of the other pieces from that therapy into our conversations as needed. Our parent consultation sessions are not only informative to me and help me to adjust my approach, but it helps the parent to really process through some of their experience. Some of our parents are going through some difficult times in the parenting, and having someone to process it through and talk to about it can be invaluable. Do you see how things are going? I'm going to ask you to pick out one good thing and one thing that's still concerning, and then provide some parenting strategies.
Okay.
Hi, Kristen. It's nice to see you.
Hey, good to see you too.
Hey, I just want to check in with you after the last session, and I just want to see what's something that is going good and something that still feels like a difficulty at this time.
I think something that's going good is that we are having pretty good family time and spending a lot of time together doing little projects that we had hoped to do one day and dreamed about, and now they're like actually getting done because we have time and we're working together. And then the thing that's probably still difficult is we're all on top of each other. It's still a little high stress. There are moments where it feels good that we're all together, and there are other moments where I just want to escape for a little while. So that's probably it.
What helps you get through that?
I go on long drives. And I try to wait until later in the evening when the kids are already winding down anyway and probably asleep. That's when I get out of the house and just have moments to myself, and I listen to whatever music is inspiring me at that time and drive around and waste gas. That's pretty much all I'm doing.
So So in the evening, you're able to steal away some time. It makes me think about this rule of thumb that sometimes I offer child-parent relationship therapy to some of my families. And one of the rules of thumb there is to put on your own oxygen mask before you put on the oxygen mask of others. And I think about how you're kind of feeling guilty for wanting to do that.
Yeah.
Actually, kind of necessary because you have to
Right.
be able to regulate your emotions to be there for them. So I guess I'm kind of glad that you're engaging in that self-care, even if it does feel like it's wasting gas. It seems like
Yeah.
it's leaving you with more bandwidth to just kind of do the next Groundhog Day.
It is.
The third technique is important to me. I developed this technique as part of my EMDR work, eye movement desensitization and reprocessing therapy. I love using that type of therapy with my child and teen clients, integrating play therapy techniques. I use it as a way to help them develop their resources. When I started using this activity, I noticed that not only was it helping me to get information of what's important to them and they feel like is valuable in their life, but they were then able to pull on that in their own lives as well. I love this activity. Let's take a look at how we could do this online. Share my screen really quick. Can you see that? So this one is important to me. So when you think about kind of like you and your life and the people or pets that are important to you, who comes to mind? Who would be, say, if you were in this heart and it said Emery right there, who would be in the blue circle as someone that's important to you?
My family.
Mm-hmm. Your family's like really important to you. Tell me about that.
They all love me, so I guess that's the main reason why.
Mm-hmm. So you feel really loved by your family, and that's like the main reason they're important to you. You feel loved.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good feeling. Where can you feel that in your body?
In my mind.
Mm-hmm. So in your mind, like you know it to be true.
Yeah.
What about, say, in this yellow circle?
Probably my dog.
Oh, your dog. Tell me about your dog.
He's very high energetic and just likes to play a lot.
So he's high energetic. He plays and he's like all over the place.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Trooper.
Oh, so Trooper is like super special to you and he's
Yeah.
very playful.
Uh-huh.
What about in this circle right here, this gray one?
Probably friends.
Oh, so your friends are important to you.
Uh-huh.
Tell me about that.
They're just usually always there for you, and yeah.
Yeah, so your friends are like loyal to you. They're
Uh-huh.
always there for you, and they're like really important to you, and they matter. It seems like you're feeling like really like connected or grateful to your friend. What about in this green circle? Who would, or what would be in there? Or might even.
Probably sports.
Oh, okay. So sports is really important to you. Tell me about sports.
I play about 6 or 7 sports a year, and then
Wow. So you play 6 or 7 sports a year. So sports is a big part of your life. So what do you like best about sports?
Being able to play in the games and just basically kind of taking control over the games.
Oh, okay. So being able to play and taking control, like you feel that, like I can do it, I'm in control.
Yeah.
What about this one right here? What's something else that's important to you?
Surfing.
Oh, so surfing is something that you absolutely love. What's important to you about surfing?
Probably just being able to be myself and just blocking out everything else in the world.
So you could just be you. You find just as you are, and everything else can kind of be paused while you're in the moment.
Yeah.
Sounds like it probably feels pretty good.
It does.
Sometimes when we think about like the people or the activities or our pets, things that are important to us, it can really put us in a different frame of mind. It can help make life feel a little bit more meaningful, more connected. So we're going to do an activity. Yep, we're going to do an activity that looks at what's important to you. So I'm going to share my screen with you. Can you see that? So this right here, imagine that you're right in the middle in this heart, and then all the people or pets or activities or anything that comes up that's important to you are in these. What would be in this blue one right here? Something, someone that is important to you.
My family.
The fourth technique is called the good stuff. This technique was designed as I am so inspired by Tammy Van Hollander's Greatness Sticks activity. So if you haven't heard of her Greatness Sticks activity yet, be sure to Google Tammy Van Hollander Greatness Sticks. You'll probably see a blog post that she created telling us all about it, a YouTube video where she shows us how to do it, and also you may stumble on her website where she sells her Casey's Greatness Wings book and these little greatness sticks that are just so very helpful. I love using them in the sand tray, especially during the first session. The good stuff activity was really developed and inspired from that, but it is something that works really well online. So always have a brief conversation with the parent or the caregiver outside of the child's present to let them know that we will be focusing on the child's strengths to help them not only trust and feel good about the therapeutic process, but feel like, hey, they see the good parts of me. I see the good parts of me. It is a game changer. But one thing I do tell parents is be careful not to have it turn into the negative direction. We definitely will get into the concerns, but this one is really good to stay in that positive realm. So for example, if they pick the word kind, I may say, if you pick the word kind, one thing that you may not want to do is say, oh, he used to be kind, but now we really want to keep it in just that positive approach, and it will make the rest of our work so much more productive. Let's look at how we can do the good stuff activity online with our clients. Okay, I'm going to share my screen. So this right here is called the good stuff. And what we're going to do is just look at all of these words. And I want both of you guys to look at these words and pick out like 2 or 3 or 1 or 5 each that describe Emory. And we're going to talk about a time when it kind of really illustrated the word's meaning.
Okay. Do you want to go first?
You go first.
You want me to go first?
Yeah.
So you want Mom to go first.
Emory is extremely talented. I don't know, everything he has tried, he has excelled at. It's kind of scary, in fact. So he was skateboarding before he was 2 years old.
Wow.
He was actually able to ride a bike before. Were you 2?
Yeah.
And he was 2 when he was riding without training wheels.
Wow.
Like he's always been very physically talented, and I've got one asking. Okay, we will do that later. Okay.
Ask Sayla.
Can you ask Sayla and Daddy? Thank you. Come here. Miss Jackie is talking to us. It's time with Emory. You want to see with us? Okay. So he has been extremely talented, like from birth. And he talks about it, and I know that I overheard you saying, wow, I haven't seen a kid that can do all those things, but he is every sport he plays, he's good at.
Mhm.
Yeah, very
Well,
talented.
very talented. It sounds like very courageous too. He's trying all these different things and just really putting his heart into it.
Yes, yes.
Well, you're impressed with his just capacity to just leap into all these different activities, but he does really well at them too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
And you know that to be
he
true.
knows it.
Emery?
Yeah.
Emery, when you look at these words, what's one word that you see that describes yourself?
Energetic.
Energetic. Tell me about you and energetic.
I just have a lot of high energy, and all I want to do is just do something outside or something that involves a sport or playing outside.
Okay, so being outside, involved in a sport, that
Yeah.
like that's where you do your best, and you love that. That high energy describes you. And Mom,
Yeah.
you're shaking your head like that. That's something that you see that. In
He's
him.
either on or off, really.
Oh, okay.
So he's either like outside, go, 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 or he's like couch potato. So, yeah, essentially, I mean, yes, he's high energy, but there are times where I'm like, typical teenager, loaf around.
Mm-hmm.
We haven't, he's not even a teen yet. He's still a preteen.
Mm-hmm. So he's on or off, like from one end to the other.
Yeah.
Let's pick out one more. Mom, when you look at these, what's another word that describes him?
So I've got a few of them,
Mhm.
but I think I'm going to pick kind, which includes a couple of the others, because he's pretty polite and loyal and generous. Those things are things he is, but I would wrap that up by saying that he's kind.
Mm-hmm.
He loves to share. He's very generous with his time with his little brothers and sisters, and tries to include them in things with him. Very, very good.
Mm-hmm. I could tell when you were saying that, Mom, you like your face softened up and kind of went to that special place. Like his kind heartedness kind of touches you.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really lucky that my firstborn kid is a pretty good role model.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Can you see that?
Mm-hmm.
So what I'd like you to do is both of you, if you could just look at these words and pick out like 2 or 3 or 1 that describe Ethan. Which ones do you feel like describe Ethan for each of you?
All of them.
All of them.
But I would say Ethan is an extremely creative child.
Mm-hmm.
He loves art, and he is very good at making art and drawing and painting.
Mm-hmm.
And the way that he thinks is more creative than kids his age. He's a little more abstract.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
So when you think about Ethan, like he's very creative. He can make things and create things, but that's not where it ends. He's like creative in his thoughts as well too. Sounds like you're a little bit like amazed by him.
Yeah, I am. He's very unique in our family.
Technique is called the Feelings Thumb Ball. You may remember this technique from my 30-day play therapy technique challenge. So I just did this online version recently since we can't meet with our clients in person, because the Feelings Thumb Ball is such a great activity that clients really seem to love, and it helps with emotional literacy, somatic awareness, processing through situations. It is really a valuable technique to use in therapy. So let's take a look at how we use the Feelings Thumb Ball online. And can you see that?
Yes.
What we're going to do here is called Feelings Thumb Ball. And in this game, we use our right thumb to just land on a feeling. And we talk about that feeling. We may talk about how it feels in our body, or time we felt that feeling, or time that we even just know of someone else in another situation felt that feeling. Now, suppose you land on one that you don't want to talk about. You can, we call it throwing it up. Of course, it's on the screen. So you can do that 2 more times and pick from the 3. And if you land on the black spot, you can choose from all around that black spot.
Okay.
Would you like to go first, or do you want me to go first?
You can go first.
Okay. All right, here it goes. Ooh, I land on embarrassed. I felt embarrassed one time when it was raining and I was walking a little bit too fast. I was kind of like jogging where I wasn't supposed to, and I slipped and I fell in front of a bunch of people, and I heard some people laugh, and I felt embarrassed, like a big, like heavy feeling in my chest. Have you ever felt embarrassed before?
Kind of.
Yeah? What's coming to mind?
Usually when I go surfing.
Oh, okay. So sometimes when you go surfing, you could feel embarrassed. How does it feel in your body when you feel embarrassed?
It's like, it's a weird feeling. It's like, I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Kind of like a weird feeling. It's hard to imagine what it felt like then. All right, your turn.
All right. I landed on a black spot.
Okay, so you landed on a black spot, so you get to pick anything around that black spot that you choose.
I'll do worried.
Oh, okay.
I got worried when Lydia cut her finger on a knife.
Oh, so Lydia cut her finger on a knife and you felt worried.
Mm-hmm.
When you think about that, like that memory, what was the worst part of being worried when she cut her finger?
Probably that Mom tried to have me hold the towel on her finger.
Oh, okay, so you were the one holding the towel on her finger.
Yeah.
And when you think about that now, where do you feel that worried feeling in your body?
In my chest.
Mm-hmm. Like right there in your chest.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay, my turn. Oh, I landed on disappointed. I felt disappointed one time when I studied really hard for a test, and I ended up earning a C on it. And I actually thought I was going to get an A. I studied really, really hard. I felt disappointed in myself, and I guess even just bringing up that memory, it feels kind of like almost like a sad feeling in my chest, but even almost like heavy eyes. Like if I thought about it real hard, it might even make me kind of teary-eyed. Can you think of a time you were disappointed?
Probably almost the exact same time. I studied really hard on a test and then I got a D.
Oh, so you studied really hard, like you put a lot of effort into it, and then you got a D. Where do you feel it in your body when you think about that test?
In my chest.
So right in your chest.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, Emery. We're going to do a couple more things if you're up for it.
Okay.
That's funny. Have you ever played ball before on the computer?
No.
I was like, I hope that would work. Okay, so now I'm going to share another one with you, and this one is let's see, let's do this one. Oh wait, let's do. All right. Can you see that?
Yeah.
This is called a thumb ball. So what we're going to do, we're going to take turns, and we're going to take our right thumb, close our eyes, and just land on one of these emotions. Now, sometimes we might land like on that black spot. If that's the case, then we get to choose between any of the emotions around it. Or if we land on a line, we get to choose the one that's the closest to it. And then when we get it, we're just going to kind of talk about that emotion, maybe a time that happened to us or someone else, and how it feels in our body. Would you like to go first, or do you want me to go first?
You go first.
Okay, you want me to go first? Okay, here goes. Ooh, I got excited. I felt excited when I found out that I got to see you today. I was excited to see you because I haven't seen you in a while, and I felt like that. It's almost like an overwhelming happiness in my body, and I felt my cheeks get kind of raise up and my smile on my face. When's the time you felt excited? Now you're finding one. Oh, you found one. The sixth technique is play-based regulation. I'm greatly influenced by Lisa Dion's work. She's a creator of synergetic play therapy. One of the things that she focuses on a lot is regulation through connection of self and others. So we recently did a little mini training that's on YouTube that you can just Google Jackie, Lisa, and regulation to find out more. But this technique that I'm going to show you here in a moment are just some playful ways to help the client regulate themselves through breath work, through body movement, through imagery. Let's take a look at how it's done. All right, see up there how it says 0 to 10, and 0 is like he's feeling pretty good, she's feeling good, and 10 is like the worst ever. I'd like you to just kind of close your eyes and scan your body. On 0 to 10, how are you feeling in your body at this moment?
Two.
You feel like a 2. Where do you feel that 2? Like a little tightness or tension or anything?
Tightness.
So a little bit of tightness right there. Okay, so we're going to do the dragon breathing. So we breathe in through our nose, and then we imagine that we're breathing fire right out of our mouth, okay? So a big, long fire breath, okay? So breathe in through your nose. And now we're going to do it again, but wherever that tightness is, I want you to just imagine that when you breathe out, it breathes out all of that tightness, okay? So breathe in through your nose and breathe out that tightness. What are you noticing in your body after that?
I don't know.
Now we're going to do the elephant eye roll breath. So we're going to imagine that our arm is the elephant's trunk, and we're going to lift it up and look at it as it goes up. We're going to breathe in through our nose, and as it goes down, we're going to breathe out a real long breath through our mouth. So breathe in through your nose and look up at the end of your trunk and out through your mouth, looking down. Another one, big look up and out through your mouth. That kind of breath, that elephant eye roll breath, can really help things to feel better, especially in situations what you described about, like with the test, when you feel that tight, worried feeling, it can help that feel a little bit better. Okay, so the next one's called the shake, and for this one, we stand up. You ready to stand up? Yep. Okay, so you take your hands and you put them on your legs and just bounce, keeping your feet down. Just bounce. Now lift up your arms and let them shake around, and imagine we're shaking out all that tight feeling. Shaking, shaking, shaking. Just kind of letting it get loose. And now just swinging back and forth. Ooh, letting it calm down. And now just slightly shake. Now we're going to do the sway. Breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. In through your nose and out through your mouth. In through your nose and out through your mouth. Okay. How are you feeling in your body?
Good.
Now we're gonna do the waves. So we're going to take our finger, our pointer finger, and we're going to swoop it up like a wave. And on the way up, we're going to breathe in through our nose and when we get to the tip of the wave, we're going to breathe out through our mouth. And then it goes all the way to shore. Let's do another one. And out through our mouth. Now on this one, we're actually going to watch our fingers. So let's do 2 fingers. We're going to watch it. Going to go in up the wave. And watch it go down. Those big, deep belly breaths going all the way down to our tummy. They help things to feel more relaxed. All right, we're going to do 2 more. This one is like, you know how sometimes you feel that worried feeling and things just feel overwhelming? You can do gator breathing. So we're going to imagine that our arms are the gator's mouth. We're going to close and start off closed, and then we're going to open them up, breathing in through our nose and out through our mouth. Nice and slow. Breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. Okay, and this last one is for like when you feel tired, like you just don't want to do something. It's like, oh, I don't want to do that now. Have you ever had that feeling? I seen you yawn. You kind of have that little bit of a tired feeling right now. This one's called bunny sniffs. You know how like when bunnies are smelling flowers, they're like, they kind of sniff around. Well, that's how sometimes when people cry, they sniff like, you ever seen anybody cry like that before? When we do that, when we feel tired or just like really sad or just an unmotivated feeling, we can do bunny sniff breaths and it can help lift us up. All right, you ready? Let's do another one with a big long out breath, like, and ooh, that one was relaxing. I could hear that one. The 7th online play therapy technique that we're going to look at today is what I call the getting to the green me. So this one is all about the window of tolerance. It's a playful way to help children just really understand their window of tolerance, that hyper-arousal, hypo-arousal, and learn about ways that they can move back into their window of tolerance. So let's take a look here to see how I use it online. Okay, and I'm going to share. Can you see that?
Yeah.
So this one is like the red and the green and the blue me. Like the different versions of ourselves. Or the red me is like when we just feel like it's just too much. Sometimes it makes us like stressed out, our heart beats fast, and we just feel like overactivated. The green me is like when we are just able to kind of do what we want to do, and it feels like we're kind of able to be the best version of ourselves. And the blue me is just like, oh, I don't want to do anything. It's hard to even do things that I love to do, just feeling like unmotivated and not wanting to really engage in things.
Yeah.
When you think, does that sound kind of familiar, the different levels?
Yeah.
When you think about the green you and the you that is able to kind of like be the best version of yourself. Describe that version of you to me.
Doing school well, being able to play sports and doing what I want. And then, yeah, that's about it.
So that's the green you. That's the you're able to kind of jam at school. You're able to have fun at sports and just have a good time.
Yeah.
Now the blue you, the version of you that just feels like at times maybe like too tired or unmotivated or just not engaged. Describe like the times in your life that you feel that blue you.
It's practically every day.
Oh, so that's something that comes up like every day. That's something that you kind of you're familiar with that one.
Especially in the morning.
Oh, okay. So the blue you is there more in the morning than the other parts of the day.
Yeah.
So how do you get from the blue you to the green you?
I eat breakfast and then usually I either go surfing or go to school.
Okay. So getting that nourishment, getting some food, and moving your body works for you, and it just kind of gets you going.
Yep.
What about that red you, that version of you that just feels like maybe like that anxious, or sometimes it even makes us irritated or upset? What in your life brings out the red you?
When I'm doing school, especially math, because I'm a whole year behind in math because I just switched schools.
Oh,
A
okay.
whole year behind, so it's really annoying.
Okay. So that the red you comes out like the annoying of math because it's really hard and it feels irritating.
Yeah.
When you're doing that and you want to pull yourself back to the green you, what helps with that?
I usually go into my room or like go surfing or something like that.
Oh, okay. So you'll go into your room, just kind of chill out by yourself, or go
Yeah.
surfing. And I remember you talked about surfing as like where you can just kind of tune everything else out and just be present in yourself. The 8th online play therapy technique that we're going to learn about today is what I call in my hands, and it's all about the locus of control. Do things happen to me, or do I make things happen? Helping clients really learn about and process through what's in and out of their locus of control can give them a sense of self-efficacy, can help them to take responsibility, can help them feel like they are more in control of their life. And when they feel like they are in control of things and they need changes, then the changes that they make can make the changes that they would like in their lives. So let's take a look at how this is done online. Can you see that?
Yep.
So this one is called In My Hands. You know how like sometimes some things are in your control and some things are not in your control. Like sometimes we have hurricanes around here and we're not really in control of that. Or even like this quarantine, you didn't really decide whether you were quarantined in your house for this amount of time. Some things you do have control over, like what you do, or what are some things when you think about like in your hands, in your control, what's something in your life that feels like you have control over?
School.
So school's in your control. Feels like that's something in your hands. Tell me about that.
I don't really like school, but I still do it because I have to.
Oh,
But, yeah.
So it's not something that you really like, but you see it as like, this is my responsibility and I do it just because I have to.
Yeah.
So you have that capacity to do things that you don't necessarily like, but because they just need to be done. Oh, that sounds like a really just a valuable thing to have in your control. What's something else that's in your control?
What I get to do throughout the day.
Oh, okay. So you get to choose kind of what things you do, like activities that you engage in. Tell me about that.
As long as I clean up and stuff, I can basically do what I want as long as I'm going somewhere with someone. Like yesterday, I went surfing twice and then paddleboarding in the afternoon.
Oh, wow. So if you choose to do your responsibilities, then you're choosing to have like the things that you want to do, like surfing and paddleboarding as part of your life?
Yeah.
So it feels like I'm in control, feels true. Like if I choose to do the responsibilities, then I'm choosing to have fun. The 9th online play therapy technique that we're going to learn about today is what I call the things I worry about. As a child trauma therapist, many of my clients struggle with the symptoms of anxiety. They have the what ifs rolling through their head at just an alarming rate. So this online activity really helps them to identify their worries and to process through them. Let's take a look at how we can do the things I worry about technique online. friends, family, or something else. When you think about this, what comes to your mind about things that you worry about sometimes?
School.
Tell me about that. 10th online play therapy technique that I want to share with you is what I call the family freeze dance party. Music and play therapy techniques go hand in hand. I have been using music in my play therapy sessions since the beginning of my work. I'm greatly influenced by Kate Shannon's work. She's a music therapist that was recently on my Innovative Child Therapy Symposium, and she's also the host of Creative Therapy's Umbrella. We're creating a course on this very topic on how to integrate music and play therapies. So super excited about that. So let's take a look at how we can use music in our family sessions. Okay, so there's a bonus technique in this one because I just couldn't keep it to 10. I did that last time too. I have a tendency to overdo things sometimes, but this one I didn't want to leave out. This one is what I call the I am activity. This one can be used for so many purposes, for exploration, for processing, for awareness, and it's really basic. The words I am are two of the most powerful words together. It really helps us to explore and work through a child's self-perception. So let's take a look at how this is done online. Can you see that?
Yeah.
So this is the I am activity, and just kind of explores all the different facets of you. And it could be one word or a phrase. And imagine those on this green star. Each one of those legs on there is another phrase or a word. What would be the first one of I am?
Friendly.
You're friendly. Tell me about you and friendly.
I like to play with a ton of people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Join us in our play therapy community. You can find us in our Facebook group. Just search Play Therapy Community. And also you can find us online, playtherapycommunity.com. This means the world to me that you are watching this and you are exploring how to support your clients in this online space. All right, I'll be thinking of you. You take care. Bye.